Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a quick recap of this week's hoop class. That's August 4th. This week in hoop class we discussed a couple things in the beginning, basically about putting the dance back in hoop dance. One of the things we discussed was when we're waist hooping and the hoop's on body, was doing all different types of arm movements, whether it be pulling the arm across the chest, across the other side, excuse me, sorry, that's a really small hoop to waist hoop with, or we were doing arm drags behind the head. We also talked about working with the hands, doing fun hand motions, and just, really focusing when you're doing something. If you're doing an isolation, don't just let that other arm lie here, You can take that other arm and you can do the opposite of what this arm's doing. You can do the same as what this arm's doing. Trace it around. You can do something completely different out here to the side with this arm. You can just lift it up, hit a pose, whatever you want. But by adding that extra motion in there with that second arm, it takes a very simple move and really dresses it up really nice. So that's what we discussed in the beginning of class, and we worked on just, basically waist hooping and moving your arms and finding those comfortable spots. Another thing I like to do that when I was doing the arm stuff, if I did a swoop around the head and a swoop around the other head, so I like to bring the arms down onto an angle like this. So I'm kind of like framing the hoop, so that way my arms are outside of it, but I have, my arms have definition. They have, they're just not just hanging out here. They're not like T-Rex arms. It looks like I'm holding a position. I'm turning with it, Another thing we worked on, what we talked about too, is moving the legs when you're hooping. It's fun when you watch somebody do an isolation, but after like 20 minutes of this, you're like, all right, I want something else. And let's say this is your only trick you have right now. You could take this move and dress it up so much by just walking with it. So let's say you're all the way over here to the right, and we're gonna go isolation, isolation. You can continue this move while going step to the front, step to the back, step to the front, step to the back, and moving across the screen with it. We also discussed that you can take it, and when you get to here at the bottom, you can add a spin in. So what we did is we're isolating the hoop. I'm going to turn around for you guys so you can follow along with me. So I'm isolating the hoop to the left here in my right arm. And what we did is we waited till it got to the bottom, and we were stepped out with our left foot. And what we did is we followed our hand with our eyes around, up, and we stepped with the right leg out to the side. And now we're up here, and we step again, and we bring it, and we isolate back around, and that brings you back to where you were in the beginning. And it just adds a turn, so you can add some distance, so you can travel with stuff. So if I'm facing you, I'm going isolation, isolation, step turn, isolation, and now I just moved right across the whole screen for you. And by just taking, something as simple as an isolation and adding some fun steps and some arm movements, you can really jazz up one move and, make it look like a whole hoop dance routine. You don't need 1,000 tricks, We discussed, taking one move and just making it a dance, and you can add kicks and everything. So you're isolating, you could be like, oh, I'm a ninja. Isolation, step to the side, roll with it. The more you move with these moves, the cooler they look, and the more, it really brings out that dance and hoop dance. All right, so from there, after we went over this for the beginning half of the class, we worked on a routine. Because you can't really see the ground here, I'm going to step all the way back. Basically what we did is we laid the hoop on the ground, and we just laid it on our ankle like this, so you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the ground, put my foot underneath there, and we're going to kick up to whichever side's more comfortable for you. We kicked up to the left, so we're going to take the hoop, kick your leg around behind your butt, keep that foot flexed so it stays on there. So basically it's a scorpion pass from the ground up to your hand. So then we brought it around in front, and we came up overhead, and we worked on those scoops in the front. So from up here, we grab the hoop, we bring it around to the front with your wrist up, and we're scooping under, over, under, over, and we broke it on the side of our body. Then we brought it back around, and we went over, under, over, under, over, behind the back, and we broke it here. Then we came back around, spun it around, and we went under, over, jump in. We isolated up the body. We let it spun around our hand on the top here, and now here, this is a good cheat for somebody that's not comfortable with bringing the hoop back down and on body like this. You know, if you're still working on just bringing the hoop up in the front, or whichever, you know, from behind, whichever you're comfortable with, and you're not per se comfortable bringing the hoop down right back onto your body here, this is a good, you know, move that you can use in replacement of that and still get from one place to another. So the hoop's up here over our body, and we're going to grab it in the front, and we're going to isolate it down, holding it straight and flat, and throw it on body. From here, we put our left arm in front because we're hooping to the left, and we did a lift up in front. Now we had the hoop over our head on the left hand, and we're going to pass to the right, and then we brought it around in front, and we went pinky to pinky, brought it around, thumb to thumb behind the back, pinky to pinky, and we did this a couple times. And then once you're comfortable with it, you can kind of add an extra little flip over the thumb in the front there and off the pinky in the back if you're comfortable with it. Then we talked about how you can do 2 different step throughs from here. So the hoop's going around your body, and we're going to stop, and when it comes around to the front here and it's sideways, you're going to lift the one leg, step through to the other side, and bring it right back out and go right back into that motion. Ooh. So we're going to keep that going around here. And first we did the step through, and then the next one we spoke about was the fold of the knee. So now you're going to bring it around to the front, and you're going to lift your leg up. You're going to bend your knee around the hoop on the inside there, and you're going to flip the hoop up and through, and then you're going to step down with that front leg that was hooked around the hoop, and step out with that bottom leg, and the hoop's back over here now. Then from there, what we did is we took the hoop and we stepped through, and we came and we broke it on the side of our body, and then we went into the one-handed helicopter. So we started that by just going, we broke it across our body, and now we brought the hoop in front to the point where your hand is thumbs up here. So if you're looking at it from the side here, we break it on the side, my hand turns up, and now it's going to roll from pinky to thumb, so over the back of my hand, and I'm going to grab it again. So it goes break over the top of my hand, and I grab it. So what we did is we did this a couple times until everybody was comfortable with just one. Then we went into the one-handed helicopter. So what we did is we went here, and we just went right into it. You keep going. And that was the finale of our routine. So now I'm going to do the whole thing over again, but I'm going to face this way so you guys can follow along with me. So my back's going to be to you for most of this, so I apologize, but some people prefer this view. Alright, so hoop's on our foot, we got our toe up. You're going to keep that toe real flexed to keep the hoop on there. You're going to bring it around, behind the back, grab it on hand. You're going to let it spin around a couple times, having a good old time here. Then this is where I'm going to step back here so you can see a little bit better over the side. We're going to take the hoop, scoop in front and under, up and over, through and forward, up and over. Break it on this side of our body here. You scooch over so you can see. Then the hoop comes back around this way, and we go over, under, over, under, over, behind the back. We stop here, and we bring the hoop back around in front, over, under, over, jump in. We isolate the hoop up. We have it spinning on our hand above us, and now we're going to grab it, isolate, bring it down, spin it around the body. Then we're going to grab it with our hand and bring it up, pass to the right hand from the left, and then we're going to pass it around, spin, around, spin, and then we're going to do that step through, around, spin, and then we're going to step through with this leg, break it on our body, right into the one-handed helicopter. Alright, so one more time facing this way, straight through without the explanation, so if you want to do it along with me, or if you want to just watch it straight through and see what it looks like. I apologize again, the ground's kind of cut off, but I'm doing my best here. Alright, so here we go, ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, oh. As I ruin that. Alright, take 2. So we got scorpion, right, hope you guys had fun tonight. Thanks.